Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake, there was a school. This wasn't just any school. It was a place where children came not just to learn their ABCs, but also to learn about life. The headmaster of this unique institution was known simply as the teacher. He wasn't old, yet his wisdom was boundless. His eyes twinkled with kindness, and his smile could light up the dullest of days. The teacher had a heart-to-heart talk with his students one day. He told them he wanted to play a game that would help them see their own worth. At first, the students were confused, but as the teacher spoke, their confusion turned into intrigue. "I want each of you to write down all the things you think you do well," the teacher began, his voice resonating with warmth. "Be specific. Think hard and write it down." The students got busy, some writing in tiny, neat letters while others filled their papers with bold, sweeping statements. When everyone was done, the papers were collected. But instead of reading them out, the teacher had another idea. "Why don't we pin these up around the classroom?" he suggested. And so they did. The walls became a collage of self-appraisal, each student proclaiming their talents and abilities. Then the class was dismissed and the papers stayed up all weekend. On Monday, the class came back. The papers were still there, but something had changed. Each piece of paper now had comments written on it. Some comments were positive, some negative. And it wasn't the students who had written them. It was the teacher. He read each comment aloud, adding his thoughts to the list of the students' achievements. For example, when Sarah proudly stated, "I'm good at solving math problems," the teacher added, "Indeed, your ability to grasp complex mathematical concepts quickly is commendable." But when Thomas wrote, "I'm the best at sports," the teacher commented, "While your athletic skills are impressive, remember, there's always room to improve." The students were stunned. How did the teacher manage to make both statements sound like compliments? They looked at him questioningly, wondering about his motives. After reading all the comments, the teacher turned to his students and asked, "How do you feel?" The students were still in shock. They couldn't quite put their feelings into words. The teacher, sensing their confusion, explained, "Yesterday, you all listed your achievements. Today, you saw how others view those achievements. I didn't want to crush your spirits, but sometimes we need a reality check. My comments weren't meant to be harsh, but to give you a different perspective. Remember, the way you see yourself is crucial." He continued, "If you believe you're good at something, it's important to keep trying to be better. And if others say you're good, don't let it inflate your ego. Let these comments be your guide, not your final destination. Always strive to improve." The students thought about what the teacher had said. They realized that while it's good to acknowledge their strengths, it's also important to be open to improvement. The teacher then gave them an assignment. "Tomorrow, I want each of you to write a new list," he said. "This time, write down what you want to improve on, what you think you do not do well. Be honest and open." The students nodded, understanding the importance of recognizing areas where they could grow. The next day, the students came back with their new list. This time, the papers went up without any comments. The teacher observed his students, noting their hesitance and admitting their weaknesses. After a while, he called them back. "Today," he began, "you wrote what you think you do not do well. But remember, every great achievement starts with the courage to face our weaknesses. Don't be afraid to admit where you lack. It's the first step to turning your weaknesses into strengths." He continued, "Many of you shy away from certain subjects or tasks, but why? Is it because you find them challenging? Or is it because you fear failure? Listen closely. Challenges are the stepping stones to success. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey towards it. Every great individual you admire today has faced challenges and failures. It's how they bounced back from these setbacks that made them successful." The students sat captivated by the teacher's words. They realized that their reluctance to admit their weaknesses was holding them back. The teacher then gave them another assignment. "I want you all to write down 3 things you want to improve on," he said. "And don't just write them down. Write specific actions you can take to start improving." The students went back to work, this time focusing on solutions rather than shortcomings. As the days passed, the classroom walls became a testament to their progress. The students started taking action, working on their weaknesses and celebrating their strengths. They formed study groups, helping each other in areas where they struggled. They participated in sports activities, pushing themselves beyond their perceived limits. And as they worked, the comments from the teacher became a source of motivation rather than a reality check. One day, the teacher called his students to the front of the class. "Look at what you've done," he said, gesturing to the transformed classroom. "You've taken your weaknesses and turned them into strengths. You've shown courage, determination, and most importantly, you've learned to accept yourselves for who you are, flaws and all. That's what it means to truly discover your worth." The students looked around, realizing the extent of their growth. They had not only improved academically, but also personally. They had discovered a sense of self-worth that came not from external validation, but from within. The story of the teacher and his students is a powerful reminder for us all. Our worth is not defined by our successes or the opinions of others. It's defined by our ability to learn, grow, and strive to be our best selves. Sometimes we need a reality check, a nudge in the right direction to realize our potential. And when we do, we discover that we are capable of achieving more than we ever thought possible. So to all of you watching, I say embrace your weaknesses, learn from your failures, and celebrate your successes. Strive to be the best version of yourself and never let anyone, including yourself, define your worth. Thank you for listening to this touching story about self-discovery and personal growth. We hope it has inspired you to reflect on your own journey and recognize your unique worth. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to our channel for more motivational content. Also, we would love to hear from you in the comments below. Share your thoughts, experiences, or any insights you gained from the story. And if you know someone who might benefit from this message, please share it with them. Together, let's continue to inspire and motivate one another to become the best versions of ourselves. Until next time, take care and remember to stay curious. Keep growing and always believe in your own worth.